Explain this attitude about communism itself, and that in order to take power, Castro lied about his intentions. He said this:
"We are not communists." Very clear.
We are not communists. I would think today you could say that, and people would say, "Oh, good, we think this may work." But it was unpopular before the revolution. He had to lie about it.
He did. Well, obviously he would have never taken power. But you know something?
Well, what do you mean obviously? I don't see why it's obvious.
Well, in Cuba, communism was not. There was a legal communist party in Cuba, by the way. And they posted candidates in elections, and they won very small margin. Communism
they lost.
Tiny. Yeah, they got swamped.
The communist ideology was useful for cementing control. You became dependent on the party, which is to say your loyalty to the regime, for ration cards, for apartment, for your job, for virtually everything. So communism provided a very powerful legitimating ideology for dictatorship. It made everyone dependent on the dictator.
Once it was established.
Once it was established. But this is not unique. When the communists took power in Eastern Europe, they were not communists in many cases. Of course not. But once they had power, off came the masks.
Agrarian reformers, right?
And then they took over the secret police. That was their primary objective in every country, secret police. And then establishing arrests and solidifying
Communism
power.
is just supposed to mean we're all in this together, comrade. Why does it always become secret police and murder?
The reason is people decide they want to get out of it. You are forced into it. George Orwell put this so well in Animal Farm, predicated on equality for everyone, but as it turns out, all animals are equal, but some are more equal than others. People figure this out at some point, and they want out, but they have to be kept in the prison.
And I should say that Tom Palmer spends most of his life overseas in third world countries, many of them communist. He travels for the Atlas Institute to set up libertarian think tanks and help those groups. You see a lot of the third world.
Well, and I spent a lot of time in the Soviet Union when it was still with us, the evil empire was there. They allowed East Germans to leave when they got to be retirement age, 65. Then you could leave. Because they'd squeezed your life out of you and they didn't have to pay a pension anymore. It was really sickening because their view was, we used you up, now get out.
If other Spanish-speaking countries went along with it, what do you think would happen?
What happened to South Africa? What happened to apartheid South Africa? Why was Nelson Mandela freed? An embargo that everyone joined and was enforced.
Tom, valid point. Supposedly it was sanctions that changed South Africa.
If you look at the whole history of sanctions, it's littered with failure after failure. It's the only one you could argue had some success, but not the economic sanctions.
They haven't worked in Iraq. They didn't work in Japan before World War II.
Right.
I haven't worked in Cuba, though you have your reason.
Well,
North Korea hasn't worked.
Right, but I say they have worked in Cuba in saving the U.S. taxpayer from getting fleeced. Look, when you see the farm lobby get behind something, you guys really should know what they're up to. It's another raid on us.
Suspicious of the farm lobby. Thank you, Umberto and Tom.
Thanks a lot.